Okay, I thought I'd take an opportunity to talk about my deck construction, and I'm putting this video on Periscope, and we'll answer any questions people might have, and in addition to that I will probably be blogging about it. So my home has a wraparound deck. It's got a front deck that is 10 feet wide by 30 feet long, standing on one end of it, and then around the corner here it has a covered deck that's only 6 feet wide, and I guess it's 58 feet long. And that sound you might hear in the distance is the wind machines off in the orchard. And I talked a little bit about the wind machines the other day. So when I got my home built, this is a pole building, post and beam construction, and they put down the subfloor, or the rafters for the deck, and you can see it here under the plywood. I don't know if you can see it. I can't walk all the way down there, but you can see the plywood. That's just for me to walk around. And then my job was to put down the decking material, which I've started doing. I had a little bit of help from a friend early on, and then the rest of it I did myself. It's not difficult to do, but it is kind of tedious, and I do need to put a lot more screws than the ones you might see here. The material I picked is called choice decking, and it comes in pallets. There's one of the pallets down there. It was delivered by truck, and we just unwrapped it, and the way that we're getting it up here is that we just stand up each piece along the edge of the deck, and you can see some pieces there. They're 12 feet long. The deck is about 10 feet off the ground, so there's 2 feet sticking up. And then when I need to grab a piece and bring it up here, I just grab one on the outside and I put a little body weight into it and I just pull it up. And it seems like it would be hard, but it's actually not very hard at all. Then to put it down, you just lay it down on the rafters. What I've been doing is spacing it apart using pieces of Pergo. Pergo is the flooring I used inside, and I had some trim pieces. These are the pieces I've been using. The long skinny ones I'll put between them lengthwise like this, and then the short ones I'll put at the ends like this. Okay, and then once I get the spacers in, then I'll screw it into place, and that keeps it pretty regular. What else? The tools that I've been using, these are some more pieces just lying here waiting for around the corner. The tools that I've been using, I've got my drill. I use a drill to make pilot holes on the corners here because they have to go in on an angle. Okay, I don't know if you could tell. And then I've got, of course, my I forgot what it's called, impact driver, there you go, and that's got the head on it for these different screws. I've got number 8 screws here with little tiny heads. I bought 25 pounds of them. They look like this. The pliers that you see here and the screwdriver is to get the staples off the end. You see how they've got staples on it? And I use that to get them off the end when I need to. Other than that, I've got a circular saw, battery operated circular saw that I've been using to trim pieces, and of course a hammer to get the ones that are not in the corners, like these for example. They're not in the corners, they can go straight in, and I basically start them by banging them in a little bit with a hammer and then using that impact driver to get them in the rest of the way. And this stuff's supposed to be what they call self-healing, which means that the holes will close back up, theoretically. I don't think that's going to happen. And of course the angle there, and a pencil just to mark my cuts. Other things that I'm using, well, let's talk about the cuts. The reason I chose choice decking versus Trex, which is another same stuff, is that the choice decking is the same color through and through. This is a piece that I trimmed off an end. The Trex had a wrap so that if you were to scratch the surface of the deck, you would see a different color underneath, and I didn't want that. So I used this instead, and it's about the same price. It's made out of recycled plastic bottles, and it's very heavy duty, and it also has no maintenance required, and it should last forever, which is great, even though I'm not going to be around forever. Who cares? Let's see what else I want to talk about. So the railing around this is going to be tied into the posts. These are the posts that are actually holding up the deck, and I have to put additional posts in between. I bought some wood for that. I bought some 4x4 lumber and some 2x4 lumber, pressure treated. Let's see if we can see them in the back of my truck. Go to the edge here. Whoa. Okay, I don't know if you can see them sticking out. I bought two 12-foot lengths of 4x4s. I'm going to be cutting those into 36-inch lengths because that's the height of my rail. It has to be 36 inches up. And then I'm going to attach those in here. For example, whoops, don't kill myself up here. In here, that's why I left this last thing open. I'll be attaching them using a 2x4 and some bolts, some heavy-duty bolts. And it's kind of hard to explain what I'm going to do, but maybe I'll show pictures on my blog when it's all done. And then the railing is going to be made out of hog panels, which is kind of weird. If you don't know what a hog panel is, it's basically welded wire. Kind of heavy duty, and I'll be making a frame out of ripped pieces of this decking material, and then put like a little shelf on top with more decking. And that's the plan. It's a really big deck. It's a total square footage of 600 square feet. Half of it's out here. It's uncovered, open up to the sky. I was excited yesterday. I brought my wind ribbon up. You can see it's really tall. It's a 30-foot pole, so it's kind of cool. It's on top of here. That's 40 feet off the ground. Little things make me excited. And then I'll be starting on this part today. I won't get very far. These pieces of wood, I won't need them anymore, and that's going to be for a new chicken, like a chicken coop building. I have to redo the one I've got. Down at the end, you see my tripod. If you're ever on my blog, you might have noticed that I put a time lapse up yesterday, and that's where I have the camera for the time lapse. There's also some ladders down there. One of them isn't mine. I gotta get rid of it. And then the other one is to do all the lighting here under the deck. You see these wires sticking out. I figured I'd wait till the floor was done before I start climbing ladders. And this is what I'll be looking out at from my deck. So somebody's asking what is my blog? My blog is called An Eclectic Mind, and since nobody can spell eclectic, you can also find it at marialanger.com, marialanger.com, and you'll see lots of videos there about the construction of my home, including a bunch of time lapses where they create this building, and that's kind of fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too dull, and I'll probably wind up putting this video on my blog. Any other questions before I shut us down? Nope? Okay, well thanks very much for tuning in, and I appreciate it. Take care, bye.